TSU head coach Eddie George, the team another win, 45-20 at Western Illinois. Most wins for the team since the 2016 season, I believe. They're back in action at Gardner Webb this week. 2 games left in the regular season. So, coach, some thoughts on your team, and then we'll go to questions.
Yes, you were at I feel like we played a complete game last week. Started off fast, had a little bit of a lull going into halftime, led into a little bit of third quarter, but I think we finished off strong. Really was pleased with how we made some adjustments defensively against a high-powered offense. We were able to sustain drives. We had the one hiccup on offense. We threw the pick, kind of got them going a little bit before halftime, but we settled down. And I'm just really proud of the way that we responded after losing to UT Martin the week before, and all that went into that game, from the drive up, the distractions of the travel, and being in a desolate place. We answered the bell, the rain, all of it. I thought we handled it well against a really good football team, a well-coached football team, and just really excited about the possibility of winning 8 games yet on the road again this week. So the mindset is where it needs to be. We just got to have a really great week of practice, and we got to get healed up in certain areas, and try to finish this thing off strong.
Thanks, coach. We'll go to some questions. Mike Organ first. Go ahead.
Eddie, you and I talked about it a little bit Saturday, but can you just go into a little bit more depth about Drennan and some of the things that he's done that he needed to do, what he has done, and how significant he has been in the success you've had this season?
Yeah, Draylen really just had a good week of practice. Although he didn't practice a lot last week because of his knee, and only had really one day. Was really impressed with his professionalism in terms of getting into the mental reps. That was very important. Draylen is a reps guy. I can tell that. When he's locked in, he's making the throws. He's being very decisive in practice. That translates over to the game. So I was a little bit concerned going into the game where he would be physically. It cut down on his mobility, but the things that he does well, he gets the ball out really fast. He reads it, what the defense is doing to him, and he spits it out there to the right guy. So his eyes are right. So, and that's a testament to the work that he's putting in the offseason, what he does during the course of the week, getting in there with Travis, understanding the offense, knowing what he does well, and really building the offense around what his strengths and what he's doing well. And he knows where to go. He's comfortable in the pocket. He's comfortable, sitting in the pocket, delivering the ball when he has to, and he's comfortable getting outside of that and finding the receivers downfield and extending plays. So, again, it's just his level of comfortability and his ability to understand what we want offensively and be able to execute it at a high level.
How much did the new offense that Travis put in and you brought in cater to his strengths? He talked about in the early season, and he just talked about how comfortable he was, as you just mentioned. How does it do that? How does the offense do that?
Well, Travis did a nice job of figuring out what he does well, and he's really good, in terms of RPOs and fixing problems. We call it him being the run game coordinator, and fixing those issues, and it puts a defense in conflict. And he's done a nice job of being decisive with those decisions and recognizing what the defense is doing, and really getting his eyes right, and really getting him in on schedule. Giving him answers. I felt like last year it was a little bit of, well, it's your choice in terms of what you see, and oftentimes that choice would change, and there was no answer after that. It was left to improvise, and that led to either a great play or a really horrific play. Whereas now there is a system in place where you go, 1-2, back down one, and get out there and run, and then try to pick up yards that way. So he has a game plan for what he's trying to do, and that's been the biggest difference, and he's embraced that.
Okay, and finally, just he's always had the big playability, and you just addressed this a little bit, but he's making big plays this year and committing very few turnovers, and that was a problem in the past. Is that a maturity as much as anything else?
Well, that He's trusting the up front, the protection up front. Um, I think he's comfortable doing all those things he's capable of doing because he's got weapons around him and he trusts the blocking up front, and we got better up front. He's not getting sacked as much. He's not looking at ghosts. We had to really get around some bad habits that were created over the last 2 years and really built his confidence back up, going back to last year. And he's been able to do just that. So, I think he's having a tremendous year for us, and he's continuing to get better. He's challenging guys off the field, on the field, like a quarterback should, and that's where I've seen the most growth in him. Is him really taking ownership and taking command of the offense and really the team, and they're rallying around him.
Okay, thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it.
No problem, Mike.
Brandon, you're up next.
All right. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
What's up, Brandon? How you doing today?
Pretty good. Pretty good. First off, congrats on picking up a bounce back, a big win this Saturday. Wanted to ask you about the efforts of Mr. McLendon. You talked about the big time receiver Matthew Henry on last week's call, and he was really able to do a good job on holding him for 5 catches for 48 yards. Wanted to talk about his effort and what he was able to do
Yeah.
in terms of that matchup.
Now, I mean, listen, Jaylen has done a great job, man. I mean, he plays hurt, playing through pain with a broken arm, takes on any challenge. He looks forward to taking on the best receiver in the league, and he prides himself on that. Makes big time plays, and he's, to me, the heart and soul of the defense. He's a captain on our team, understands what the defense is trying, or the offense is trying to do, and he takes great pride in that. Getting turnovers, interceptions, and he studies the game. Coach McNutt, our defensive back coach, does a great job of getting those guys prepared week in and week out. And Jaylen, matches that level. And I believe Jaylen is all conference, all American at this point in time with the work that he's done with a broken hand, mind you. So we go as he goes, and on defense, and he is the voice of the defense, the voice of the team. And he's just done a phenomenal job each and every week to get prepared.
Okay. And as we move forward into Saturday, you got another road trip. You headed down to was it Boiling Spring, North Carolina, to take on Gardner Webb. As you look at facing them this week, what are some of the things in terms of challenges that they're going to present to your ball club on Saturday?
Well, they have some momentum going into the game. They won 3 of their last 4 games. They can score points. They have a veteran quarterback that you have to be mindful of. I think he's been to a couple of universities. He has some game experience, certainly. The running back is a big back that can lean on you. If we got some playmakers outside, you have to be mindful of. The defense is opportunistic, very athletic and long, especially at the defensive end position. Their safeties are very active and run fits. So they make it a challenge to move the ball against them. So yet again, this time of year, man, you got to put the ball in the dirt. You got to play, and we know the challenges that presents itself with this team. This is a team that's won their conference and our conference last year, the last 2 years, and that championship pedigree is still there, and it's going to be a great test for us yet again to go on the road to put ourselves in a position to finish off the season strong. So those challenges are the same every week. This is a unit that plays extremely hard. They're talented, and they're playing great football right now.
Okay. And know you've got 2 games left in the season. Hopefully there's some more on tap for you all. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm already closing the book on the season, but if you had to assess your team this season in one word, what would that word be?
Oh, resilience comes up for me. That word resilience comes up. We say it every day. We're strong and resilient. In our team creed, and it showed up time and time again. You look at us statistically, we're okay defensively, we're okay offensively. You know, we've done a great job in special forces and special teams. One thing that we've learned to do was to fight through adversity, find ways to win, bounce back from some tough losses, learn from our losses. And we've grown immensely from game one till now, and really from last couple of weeks till now. We have to continue to grow um, this week into next week. And God willing, you know, we'll find ourselves in a position to be playing for more, and we'll continue to grow. So that's the point of the whole season, is that you're becoming, you're growing, you're evolving, you're constantly growing. And once you think you've arrived, or you think you have to match last week's game, it has to meet that standard, that's when you stop. You know, you go beyond that, because you're not focused on the result. You're focused on the habits. You're focused on that process. You know, you hear about it time and time again, but it's tried and true that you trust the process of getting better each and every week. And, you know, really from that second half of UT Martin, the last 6 quarters that we played really good football. We have to continue to get better for the next 8 quarters. And hopefully we'll end up with some victories that we can continue to play longer.
Well, thank you for that insight, Coach, and good luck this weekend against Gardner Webb.
All right, thank you, my man.
Coach, thanks
Appreciate
for
it,
your
Brandon.
time as always. Best of luck this week. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.